this video got way too long. So I am gonna cut it, well, sort of in half. I'm gonna do part 1 and part 2. And I am gonna be doing a part 2 of my son's TK picks. So if you're interested in that, I will see you right after this video, but this got way too long. Hey friends, Ashley here with Crazy Brave Homeschool. It's finally time to do some curriculum reveals for our 24-25 school year, starting in just 3 weeks. And welcome to my camper. I'm a little nervous to do this video. This is, it's gonna be a lot. And if you can believe it, I am only talking about language arts in this video for my upcoming second grader and TKer, which is transitional kindergarten. Okay, I am a little nervous about this video because as I look around at the stack of programs and plans I have for our language arts, I'm kind of wondering what's wrong with me. It's a lot. So apologies for only doing one subject here. I think because I have so much planned this year, I'm gonna have a lot of videos coming out. But I'm excited to share it all with you. I think it feels like a lot because I have been planning our language arts since like November, honestly. Just been making like notes in my phone as I see all these great ideas on YouTube. We also had sort of an issue with language arts last year in terms of everything. And like my daughter, she's a really young second grader. She's turning 7 next week. But she's behind in reading, you know, according to our charter school. And so I've got some catching up to do with her. Oh my gosh, you guys, there's just so much to talk about here. But what I want to do real quick is give you just like a really quick wrap up of our homeschool summer. We did try year-round homeschooling this year. I have a few things to say about that. The first part of our summer, I did take 2 weeks off once first grade ended. We took a trip to North Carolina. And that actually ended up being a pretty terrible trip. We all came down with COVID on the trip, very far away from home. And between the COVID and the flight delays and the rerouting and, oh my gosh, I don't know if we're ever going anywhere again. That was a tough trip. So when we got back and we all got well again, we were all fine. I jumped into our summer school, and I had originally planned to do the read alouds with the HearthMagic guides, our phonics lessons, math, and Treehouse Schoolhouse summer. That was all going really well for like, let's see, about 4 weeks. That was going fine. And then we hit that rough spot with the phonics lessons from Teach Your Child to Read. And I just realized we're just doing too much. Like, my whole reason for summer schooling was to get her on track with reading. So I took out or paused Treehouse Schoolhouse, and that helped a lot because there's a lot of components with that program. So we took that out. We're on pause. We got through the first 4 weeks of it, and we will be picking back up with Treehouse Schoolhouse summer mid-August. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that we did it. We didn't do everything I planned. We did pause on Treehouse Schoolhouse. Let's see. And then a couple weeks ago, my daughter got sick again. We actually went to the emergency room because she had really bad poison oak and also had a fever and was throwing up and like terrible stomach pain. And I thought maybe it was like a terrible reaction from the poison oak. So thankfully she was fine. The doctor didn't think that there was a relationship. She thought it was just a viral thing, but none of us got sick. So it was just sort of weird. I don't know what happened, but thankfully she got over that. She's fine. Now, currently, I have a son who's sick with something. I don't even know. Is there something going around this summer? I mean, obviously COVID is, but it's just kind of felt like one thing on top of another. And then my daughter's also turning 7 next week. So we have a big birthday party coming up. I guess needless to say, I can't believe that summer is already almost over. Our charter school starts August 13th. So our plan is to get through 2 more weeks of summer school with phonics and math and the secret garden. And then we're going to take a week off. And I guess I'm using that week to like rein in all of the last minute details I have to do to prep for fall term. And like, this is the main thing that I'll say about has summer school worked for us or not. It did, and I really enjoy teaching. I really love our homeschool. But I didn't really take into consideration that fall term was going to require so much preparation, so much, you know, the binding of our guides and going through all of the curriculum teacher guides and like all of like the organization and the buying of the supplies and everything like that. Like, I can see how that would take a summer to really prepare for, right? And I haven't given myself a lot of time to do that. So I feel like I'm scrambling a little bit. And I'm just kind of wondering if maybe we'll do things a little differently next summer to give ourselves a real break, because I feel a little bit psychotic. So just to give you guys kind of like a wrap up before we start heading into all of the everything for fall. Let's see, how was our summer? We decided to do year-round homeschooling to get my daughter a little bit more further along with her reading. And I also really wanted to finish up our Right Start Level A math, which we are finishing next week. Very exciting. My daughter is also now reading a bit more. So I'm really glad that we stuck with those two core subjects throughout the summer. We did 5 days a week, reading and math just about every day. I used the Teach Your Child How to Read. We started this at the end of first grade, and we are on, like, I don't know, lesson 33 or something. I want to just say something quickly about this. It's not working. It works for teaching reading. That's true. My daughter really can't stand it. And in fact, we had 2 of our probably most horrible homeschool days somewhat recently because of this reading. Maybe you guys can relate to this. It was so bad that I went back to my bedroom and threw a pillow against the wall in private out of frustration. And I threw it pretty hard, and it sort of missed, took a turn, and splattered my daughter's smoothie all over my bedroom wall. And then I left it there and got in the shower. It was a bad day. My daughter's really not liking this. So as you can see, I have a lot of notes here. I'm going to do a video on how I have reworked this book to make it work more for us, which is more of a Charlotte Mason approach, and to just make it a little bit more lighthearted and fun. So, because I really do want to stick with this, it is working. It really needs some tweaks. So we're only around lesson 30. We've got a ways to go with this. Another thing that we did that was fun this summer, and that we stuck with, were the literature family learning guides from HearthMagic. So we did the Glad Midsummer, which was Pippi Longstocking and Ronia, the robber's daughter. We read Pippi, my daughter loved, and she loved even more Ronia. So this book was so much fun to read. She loved this. We did the guide that went with it with like some activities, and then we do these notebooks. So this actually has 4 books in it. I'll show you what this is real quick. I think you've probably seen it on my channel before. I get a huge pack of these from Amazon, and so I print out quite a few of these from a resource I found in Teachers Pay Teachers. It's a reading resource page bundle of all these different ways that you can study a book. And what we do is we take those pages and we put them into one of these notebooks. And then I use these to pair with the guide from HearthMagic for like all sorts of different other activities, like map work and character development and like Venn diagrams and things like that. So I'll show you this. I have fit 4 stories in one of these, mostly because she did not like Charlotte's Web. So we did not get very far in that. But I've got Pippi and Ronia, and then The Secret Garden fits in here as well. So I will show you pages. So we just started this book, and so far so good. My daughter really likes it. I did get the adapted version because this book is originally 375 pages. And I just figured we didn't have the time, or maybe she wouldn't have the sort of the mental capacity to get through that. She probably would have. And now I know, because this guide is so rich with so much stuff from the original. We're going to come back to this with the original at some point during our homeschool journey. We're about halfway through this now, and it's good. It's a nice adapted version. So I pasted in the cover of our guide. We've got to set the scene here, where you just list a few sentences describing the setting of the story and draw a little picture. This is some map work. I drew the outline of Britain and labeled it, and then she watercolored it in, which turned out really nice. We did, what was this assignment? Oh, to just paint a picture of like Mary's house or the garden from the book. So this is her like statue garden painting. That's as far as we've gotten with the secret garden. We have 2 more weeks of this, so I'll have a lot more stuff to put in this notebook. But like, here would be another example. So this was from Ronia. These were some of the reading response pages. We chose a few vocabulary words, wrote down their meaning, and then she would draw a picture of what the meaning is. And then this one was fun. We made predictions. Like, once we were 3/4 of the way through the book, we made predictions on how the book was going to end. And then sometimes I'll have like a character kind of profile here, where she'll draw a picture of one of the characters and we'll write down a couple sentences about that character's personality. So I'm showing you this because I want to catch you up on our summer, but also because this is going to be a huge part of our language arts for 2nd grade. Okay, let's jump into these curriculum picks. So since I just kind of ended on talking about these, let's go into that. I have 4 more guides from HearthMagic picked out, and 4 sounds like a lot. I don't know if we will get through all of these this year. These are the ones that I have picked out. Little House in the Big Woods. Oops. The Hobbit. The Chronicles of Narnia. The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe book. And Mountain Over the Moon. Sorry, Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. So all 4 of these guides are from a company called HearthMagic on Etsy. I've talked about them a lot. I will add a link in the show notes where to find these, but these are really great. These guides they're more fun than anything. They have a lot of different activities. They have a lot of recipes. You just pick out the things that would work for your family and you leave the rest. You take these at your own pace. She actually has the activities oftentimes labeled or like organized into chapters and not weeks. So you don't feel like you have to get through a whole slew of things within a week. You would just take it chapter by chapter and choose the activities from those chapters that you want to do. So there's no time limit on it. I have kind of equated these to taking like 4 weeks for one chapter book. So that's what my schedule is allotting anyway. But again, that can change, and I'm not in any hurry with these. So I forget what my book schedule is. I'm going to be doing another video of my thrift book haul because I'm buying about 40 books. And a lot of those will be our chapter book read alouds. So I will reveal more of the read alouds that we're doing and sort of the schedule that I'm going to be doing them in alongside these guides. You guys, I have so much more to get through. This might need to be like a 2-part video. For phonics. All right, so the Teach Your Child to Read, as I said, I'm only like 30 lessons through. From the way that I gauged it, we'll be finishing this up for my daughter right around November. And when we finish this, I have just been like going crazy over what phonics I wanted to choose for her following this book. We have decided on All About Reading. I'm feeling really good about this choice. I'm kind of wishing that I had done something like this right in the beginning of, you know, our homeschool. But I didn't. We went on a little journey with phonics instead. So I got level 2 for her. I'm sure most of you are really familiar with this program. I'm definitely not doing a flip through of this because it would take all day, but I will just show you what it comes with. So this is the activity book. Okay, it comes with the teacher guide. These are fat. These are big. But I don't think that they take more than a year to get through. In fact, some people talk about getting through these in less than a year. Okay, here's the deal with the activity book. The reason I was apprehensive about getting All About Reading is because a lot of the activities in here are a little young for my daughter. She's just a very mature, almost 7-year-old, and she doesn't really like little babyish kind of things or like little kid kind of things. So what's nice is that the activity book doesn't necessarily have to be done to get the most from this program. So it's the lessons. It is the 2 really nice quality hardcover books that come with this for like read aloud and for her own independent reading. It is the box of the cards that come with the program that you review. So this is actually my son's, but anyway, it comes with a ton of flashcards for review so that you know which words she's mastered and which ones she needs help with. We will look at each lesson activity and I'll pull it out if I think that she's going to like it. But what I'm saying is I will not be doing like a overhaul organization of this book by like tearing it all out and putting it in a binder and cutting out all the pieces to prep for each lesson, because I just don't think that she's going to be that into this. So if she is, then maybe I will do a really great organization of it. But in the meantime, no, I don't think she's going to be into that. This we should be finishing up. I would imagine if we do a bit of summer school next year, we will definitely finish this by the end of next summer. Maybe even sooner, which is exciting because then she will be on track. They say that with Teach Your Child to Read, if they finish this program, they'll be reading at a 2nd grade level, and my daughter will be in 2nd grade. So this, you know, and this is level 2, so this is perfect. I feel really good about having a well-respected, very comprehensive program for reading. It took me a little while to get there, but I figured it out. The other things, though, that I have not bought for that, well, I forgot to buy the box. This is my son's. I forgot to buy the box, and I forgot to buy all of the letter tiles that the program comes with, so I'll have to get those. The program, it comes with a lot, you know, but it's fine. Whatever it takes at this point. I'm really excited to just get my daughter fluently reading. We are going to be using The Good and the Beautiful for handwriting. We have actually not done like a proper handwriting curriculum for her yet. We did a lot of copy work last year, and my daughter can't stand copy work. She's actually pretty great with handwriting. She has her own style. She likes to write in mostly capital letters. So I do think it's necessary to get her going with a proper program. And I like The Good and the Beautiful because it has like all these like kind of extra things that she can do if she wants to. She loves drawing and coloring. So I do think that these activities might be good for her. Whereas anything with like scissors and glue and things like that, she's not super into. But anyway, we are going to try this and see how it goes. I don't know that we're going to do a lot of copy work next year. I know copy work is huge in the Charlotte Mason and classical homeschools, but she just really didn't like it, and I would really like to get her handwriting looking great. So maybe we'll do copy work out of our guides once in a while, because there's always copy work in these. But I don't know. I'm not going to concentrate on it as much as I did last year. For grammar, we are sticking with first language lessons. We started this last year. We only made it to lesson 20 out of, I don't know, I think there's 100 lessons in here. Yeah, there's exactly 100 lessons in here, so we only made it a fifth of the way through, but that's fine. This is working really well for us. We're going to do this throughout the year. If we finish, then I do have level 2 that we will move into as well. The reason that I really like this program is because the lessons are short. It's just like usually one page, as you can see. This is one lesson, this is one lesson. Kids are really great with like repetition and memorization, and my daughter is a very auditory learner. So this is perfect for her. It's not a lot of busy work. We just sit together. She narrates, or she repeats after me, or she memorizes and recites, and she's good at it. So this is going really well. What I don't have to show you yet is the workbooks that I got. So I got the Growing with Grammar, which is recommended by the Well-Trained Mind to pair with these books. I don't know if they correlate completely with the lessons, but that will be, you know, pen to paper grammar practice workbook. And I'll, you know, put a picture here, but I don't have that to show you yet. Okay, for vocabulary, there is this really great workbook I'm going to get on Amazon. I think it's Amazon UK that she sells it. It's just a independently owned business. So you choose a word, and then there's always fun activities for defining it with like pictures and stuff, like drawings or whatever. So I'm going to get the, we have started using our dictionary for our read alouds because there have been, it's been great. There have been a lot of words that my daughter has stopped me to ask what they mean. So we've been using our dictionary for the first time, which is really cool. She thinks it's so awesome that like every word in the English language is in a book. And then I'm going to get I'll put a picture here, a word a day, some book on Amazon. So maybe twice a week, we're going to choose a vocabulary word and then use the workbook to define it. So I think it was maybe in my last video or the video before when I was saying that I don't really care about Explode the Code. Which was true up until we had those 2 like really terrible days with our phonics. And I was like, okay, we took a week off from Teach Your Child to Read, and I brought in Explode the Code, and we did 2 pages a day. And she is like doing really well with this and really enjoying it. And she likes it so much more than Teach Your Child. So needless to say, I'm not going to bring it in and replace anything with it, but I am going to continue using this once or twice a week. She's halfway through level 1, and then I have level 2 ready to go for when she is ready for that. For spelling, we are going to be using Spelling You See, and this comes with 2 parts, part 1 and part 2 of the student workbooks. It comes with a teacher guide. It also comes with these colored pencils. They're erasable, and they pair with the workbook, which I think is really fun. My daughter loves, you know, doing anything in color. So I love that they pair that with this. We have not done a spelling curriculum yet. I'm glad I got level B. I had said several videos back, I didn't know, maybe I should get level A because she hasn't done this before. But now that she is where she's at with reading, I think level B is going to be perfect for her. All right, y'all. So here's a humbling moment. If you've been following me at all, you know that Blossom and Root, in a lot of ways, didn't really work for our family for homeschool last year. The language arts program actually worked for the first like 26 weeks, but then I started getting into some folklore that I just wasn't super into. And so I said, we're putting it down. My daughter is just not super interested in fairy tales anymore. I don't even know how I feel about fairy tales. And so we're putting it down. I don't really know how this happened, but I am going to finish it. We have 10 weeks left of the first grade language arts bundle, which also includes a lot of geography. I have the books for this. I just kind of felt like, I don't know, like maybe I'm just so type A, it's hard for me to not finish something. But I am feeling a little bit differently about fairy tales, and I don't really want to like get into that, but our family has been like evolving spiritually, and I am feeling more drawn to fairy tales more now than I ever have before. And I'm starting to understand why we have them and why they're good for children. And so I do want to revisit this. We only have 10 weeks left. My plan is to finish it. And if, again, it starts to not feel right or the content is not feeling good, then we'll put it down. But this is just pretty humbling because I was like, no, we're totally done with Blossom and Root. Not yet. Okay, and then the last thing I have for my daughter's language arts, I don't know how often we'll use these. I think I pulled them out once last year, but I got these from Target. It's a whole collection of like storytelling boards. And I really want to get more into storytelling. Story crafting is kind of what I mean for next year. My daughter really likes writing her stories, her books. She doesn't do a whole lot of writing on her own yet, but she makes a lot of books. And I just think it would be a great time to really start getting into like story development. And these boards are just big and a great way to demonstrate a lot of the elements that make up a story. And they just pair really nicely with our reading response pages that we're already using. Okay, you guys, Editing Ashley is back, and I hope you enjoyed those picks for my daughter's second grade language arts. I will see you very soon with the other half of this video, which is my son's TK language arts picks. Take care.